Reinvention abroad. Can you really escape your problems, or do they just follow you? There's a fantasy a lot of us have, especially after a big loss. What if I just left? What if I could start over somewhere new, somewhere cheaper, somebody nobody knows me? I felt it myself. After my own job loss, I spent 5 weeks in China, and I've lived in the UK and the US. I know what it's like to wonder if a new place could be the answer. And I've heard from so many of you, people who packed up and moved to the Philippines, Thailand, Mexico, or somewhere else. Some of you say you've never looked back. You talk about the lower cost of living, the adventure, the sense of freedom. One person told me, I live in a gated community in the Philippines, have a pool, and my monthly expenses are a fraction of what they were in the States. I wish I'd done it sooner. But I've also heard from people who tried it and found it wasn't for them. They missed home, missed family, or found the reality didn't match the dream. Some struggled with loneliness, culture shock, or just the feeling of being an outsider. It's easy to fall in love with the idea of escape, the idea that a new place will fix what's broken, or at least give you a break from the pain. But the truth is, wherever you go, you bring yourself with you. The problems don't always stay behind. Let's talk about the practical side. Some countries, including places like the Philippines and Thailand, offer retirement or long-stay visas that start at around age 50 or 55, depending on the program. For example, some programs require proof of income, paperwork, and sometimes a deposit or insurance. The details vary, so it's worth checking official requirements before you make plans. The cost of living can be dramatically lower. Some people report living well on a lot less than they did back home. But it depends on lifestyle, location, and healthcare needs. But it's not just about the money. Healthcare is a big consideration. In some countries, you can get excellent care for a fraction of the price. But you need to do your research. Language matters too. The Philippines might be easier for some because English is widely spoken. But every country has its own pros and cons. There's also the question of what to do with your home back in the States or in the UK. Some people rent out their house to cover the mortgage and use that income to fund their life abroad. Others sell up and go all in. There's no right answer, but it is a big decision. And then there's the paperwork, visas, residency requirements, health insurance, taxes. It's not as simple as just buying a ticket and showing up. You need to know what you're getting into. Here's the thing. Moving abroad doesn't erase your problems. It gives you a fresh start, yes, but it also brings new challenges. If you're single, loneliness can hit hard. If you're married, the stress of a new culture can test your relationship. If you're divorced or widowed, you might find yourself missing the familiar more than you expected. I felt it myself. Being in a new place, surrounded by people, but still feeling alone. The adventure is real, but so is the homesickness. You might find yourself missing the little things, your favourite foods, the way people greet you, even the weather. There's also the reality of being a foreigner. No matter how welcoming a country is, you're always a little bit on the outside. That can be freeing, but it can also be isolating. And then there's the time difference. When you're awake, your friends and family back home might be asleep. It's easy to feel disconnected. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from people who moved on impulse, sold everything, bought a one-way ticket and hoped for the best. Some landed on their feet. Others found themselves lost, disappointed, or even in trouble. If you're thinking about making a move like this, don't act on impulse. Do your research. Learn about the country, the culture, the language, the healthcare, the visa requirements. The Philippines, for example, might be easier for some because English is more widely spoken. But every place has its own quirks. And above all, visit first. Spend time there before you make any big decisions. Don't fall in love with the dream. Go in with your eyes wide open. Talk to people who've done it. Read the forums. Watch the videos. Ask the hard questions. What's it really like to live there, day in and day out? What do people wish they'd known before they moved? Maybe you don't need to move forever. Maybe you just need a few years, a stopgap between now and retirement. If you're not ready to retire in America, but you can't keep grinding, maybe living abroad is a way to stretch your savings, rent out your home, and buy yourself time. But remember, it's not about running away. It's about giving yourself permission to try something different, even if it's just a season. And don't wait until you're too old, when your health or energy might not be there. If you're going to try something new, do it while you still have the go-go years. You can always come home. You don't have to cut all your ties. I'm grateful for the comments and stories you've shared, both the successes and the regrets. Some of you have written to say moving abroad was the best decision you ever made. You found community, adventure, and a new sense of purpose. Others have told me about the challenges, missing family, struggling with the language, feeling isolated. I want to be honest about both sides. There's no one right answer. Some people thrive abroad, some come home. Some find what they were looking for, and some realize what they had was enough. If you've made a move like this, or you're thinking about it, I'd love to hear your story. Not for advice, just for company on your journey. Leave a comment below. I spent years stuck. That's actually why I wrote Coming Home After 50, a journey of rediscovery. It's not just my story, it's the manual I wish I had while I was waiting. It's coming out in a few weeks on February 6th. But for today, I just wanted to share this moment of being in between, of not knowing but still moving forward. I don't have the answer, but if you're dreaming of a fresh start, you're not alone. Sometimes the best chapters start with a one-way ticket with the option to come home. Cheers.
Empower over 50 now. Stand up tall and take your bow. Feel the rhythm, feel the power. This is your triumphant hour.